And his final title match in a last man standing match is a whole different.
Welcome to the show, WWE Nation. This is SmackDown Spotlight, your update center for matches and news. Hit that bell, and let's begin. For months, Paul Heyman believed he controlled every angle, every outcome, and every mind in his brutal vision of WWE domination. His meticulous planning made him feel untouchable, untiring, and omnipotent. Yet the biggest threat wasn't outside. It was standing right next to him, smiling and pretending to be loyal. Raw this week revealed a twist that shattered expectations. Austin Theory, long perceived as a pawn in Heyman's game, was actually a secret agent working for Seth Rollins. This revelation recontextualized months of storylines, turning what seemed like a straightforward battle of tyranny versus resistance into a high-stakes espionage drama. The narrative power shift didn't just affect the ring. It reshaped the locker room, strategic alliances, and the way fans perceive every interaction and betrayal moving forward. Rollins' masterful long game. Seth Rollins' strategy demonstrates a level of foresight rarely seen in WWE. Rather than confronting Paul Heyman directly or attempting to overpower Braun Breaker through brute force, Rollins orchestrated an infiltration from within. By identifying a mole in the vision, he converted apparent weakness into his greatest weapon. Austin Theory's perceived vanity and ambition made him the perfect candidate. Someone Heyman could manipulate while underestimating Rollins' influence. This meticulous long game shows that in WWE storytelling, intelligence and strategy can rival sheer physical dominance. The revelation transformed Raw into a chessboard of psychological warfare, emphasizing planning, patience, and the ability to exploit every opportunity. Rollins' patience and foresight redefined the concept of narrative payoff in professional wrestling. The Shadow War. Inside the Vision. The Vision, led by Paul Heyman, has long been portrayed as an unstoppable force, with Braun Breaker serving as the silent enforcer at his side. For weeks, the narrative framed them as tyrants, seemingly unchallenged in their control of Raw's hierarchy. However, Austin Theory's role as a double agent exposes cracks in their seemingly flawless operation. Every order given, every directive followed, was now suspect. The internal betrayal added layers of tension, turning what appeared to be a straightforward storyline into a complex spy thriller. This shadow war inside the Vision not only unsettles its members, but also forces the audience to rethink previous interactions, alliances, and confrontations. Raw suddenly became a narrative of unpredictability, strategy, and high-stakes espionage. Austin Theory, the Trojan horse Austin Theory's transformation from a self-absorbed rising star into a sophisticated double agent, exemplifies narrative evolution. His apparent loyalty to Heyman and willingness to absorb manipulation allowed Rollins to position him as the perfect Trojan horse. This strategy was about psychological credibility. Heyman trusted Theory, never suspecting his covert allegiance. By exploiting Theory's perceived ambition, Rollins ensured that the mole could operate undetected, gathering intelligence, influence, swaying decisions, and setting the stage for maximum disruption. The moment of reveal was both shocking and inevitable, underscoring the storytelling brilliance in WWE's layered approach. Theory's duality adds depth to his character while reinforcing the narrative that sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't muscle, but subtle, calculated deception. The arena's electric reaction. When Austin Theory's betrayal was revealed, the arena erupted with shock and disbelief. Fans realized they had been watching an intricately constructed plan unfold for weeks. The tension between the Vision and Rollins, previously framed as a battle of ideology, suddenly transformed into a real-time revelation of strategy, espionage, and manipulation. Every interaction past promo and segment gained new significance. Crowd reactions amplified the gravity of the reveal, emphasizing that WWE storytelling thrives on delayed payoff and suspense. This moment validated months of build-up, showing the audience that careful narrative planning can produce moments that feel both surprising and inevitable, merging fan engagement with long-term storytelling brilliance. Paul Heyman's shattered control. Heyman's reaction to the betrayal illustrated that even the most confident strategist can falter when blindsided from within. The revelation that theory was working for Rollins undermined months of his perceived dominance and exposed vulnerabilities in his leadership of the vision. The narrative showed that control in WWE is never absolute, and even the most meticulously planned operations are susceptible to infiltration. Heyman's stunned response, combined with Braun Breaker's looming, silent presence, created a visual metaphor for disrupted power and impending chaos. This moment reinforced the theme that arrogance, overconfidence, and underestimation can be fatal, both in-ring and backstage, and that the most dangerous moves are often those executed in shadows. Strategy over strength. The unfolding events emphasize that mental acuity and strategy can rival brute force in WWE storytelling. Rollins' approach, leveraging theory as an insider, highlights that foresight, patience, and manipulation can decisively shape outcomes without direct confrontation. While Braun Breaker's style is go something sprovrural of raw physicality, the power shift illustrates that strategic positioning can outweigh physical dominance. Every misstep by the Vision becomes more consequential, and every calculated move by Rollins is amplified. WWE's ability to blend psychology, strategy, and spectacle ensures that storylines resonate beyond immediate matches, adding layers of complexity and engagement that reward attentive fans while setting up extended narrative arcs. Implications for Raw's future. The Austin Theory revelation changes Raw's landscape permanently. The Vision, previously seen as unassailable, is now vulnerable to both internal and external pressures. This opens opportunities for unexpected alliances, emergent rivalries, and unpredictable outcomes in both main event and mid-card storylines. The shift demonstrates that even dominant factions are not immune to strategy, manipulation, and espionage. Superstars who previously aligned with the Vision may reconsider loyalty, while those observing the fallout will navigate a more complex hierarchy. Raw's narrative now operates on multiple levels simultaneously, blending high-stakes action with long-term psychological storytelling, increasing tension and intrigue across the roster. The art of long-term storytelling. This storyline underscores WWE's ability to execute long-term narrative planning. By planning theory as a mole months in advance, Rollins' strategy culminated in a moment of maximum dramatic impact. The payoff was both shocking and narratively satisfying, showing that patience and foresight can elevate storytelling in sports entertainment. The revelation rewards attentive fans, enhances character depth, and elevates audience investment. Long-term storytelling relies on meticulous planning, narrative consistency, and precise execution, all of which were demonstrated in this arc. The result is a multi-layered story where deception, loyalty, and strategy collide, creating tension that extends beyond a single episode or match. A new era of uncertainty. With the Vision's internal betrayal exposed, Raw enters a new phase defined by unpredictability, tension, and strategic maneuvering. Paul Heyman's confidence is shaken, Braun Breaker's role is complicated, and Austin Theory emerges as a key influencer within the conflict. Seth Rollins' orchestration demonstrates that disruption from within can be more potent than direct confrontation. The storyline establishes that alliances are fragile, dominance is conditional, and success depends as much on intelligence and timing as on strength. Raw's audience is now invested in a multi-layered narrative, anticipating how the Vision will respond, which loyalties will shift, and how Rollins will continue to execute one of WWE's most masterful long-term strategies.